watching the sports and political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So before we begin, I want to acknowledge that I made a mistake. I was one of the people that came to the conclusion that Kevin Durant was going to be gone, and he did not leave. So he chose to stay in Brooklyn. So I have to eat the crow on that. What's up, Trey? Salute to you, bro. You know, I put the link in the chat room, but you guys come in and give me your thoughts, right? But I'm gonna give my personal thoughts on this, right? So he stays with the Brooklyn Nets after 50 days of saying, I want out, right? He even had a meeting with the owner, Joseph Tsai, out in London, and said that, look, I have no desire to rescind my trade request. I want to leave. What's going on with the trade, right? And I point to what happened in Utah and Minnesota. When that trade went down, I believe that killed the market, right? If someone's willing to give up all that for Rudy Gobert, right? Well, Kevin Durant's a way better player than Rudy Gobert. You know Brooklyn's gonna want a king's ransom for Rudy Gobert. I mean, for Kevin Durant. And this is the key in all this, is that the Brooklyn Nets owner was not willing to relent. He was willing to go as long as KD's willing to take this thing, in my opinion, to where KD's like, well, you know what, I'm gonna come back. I think the Nets organization put KD in the corner. They was not willing. They was digging in their heels in this thing, and KD was like, you know what, I want to play basketball. I'm come back. What's up, Trayvon? What you got?
Man, I'm right there with you. I felt like I said, it was a high stakes game of poker, and you know, they do money more long, and KD really he tried pretty good, man. But it just didn't work, man. Whatever move he tried, it didn't work. You know what I mean? But like you said, I agree with you. It don't make the problem really go away, but the only thing I can say can make it go away is success, man. Winning. If the motherfuckers win, shit, problems go away. We didn't see multiple championship teams and teammates don't get along, and the success made them go again and again and again and stay with each other. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, the winning does, but this definitely puts the pressure on Steve Nash, right? And
yeah.
And what's up, Arquise Ross, Pink Metal? Salute to all y'all being up in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, bro. This definitely puts the onus on Steve Nash, bro. If he don't get this done, he got to be out of there, bro. But I don't think the firing should stop there. They should look at firing Sean Marks.
Yeah, it's a for sure. Like, everybody gotta be on their P's and Q's like this season. Like, everybody gotta be on their shit, because it's gonna be, everybody know it's gonna be everybody eyes is on you guys, and everybody can't wait to say it's your fault.
Yep. I mean, the talent's there. I mean, they're not devoid of talent. Now you got to get that talent to play together.
Yeah. I think, though, they're going to have a good season. I don't know how far, but I think they're going to have a good season because, you know, all of them really do have something to prove, though. Like, from the GM, the coach, and KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. Like, all you guys got something to fucking prove.
Especially Ben Simmons.
Individually, individually though, like, not like, you know, y'all got to come together as a unit, but individually, you niggas really can't go out there acting like y'all them dudes right now.
Hey, look, I still like KD, man. You know, I still think KD
I'm
is
not
that
saying
dude,
I
man.
don't
You know what I'm saying?
look. I ain't saying I don't like KD. It's just, hey, when Kobe was in his prime years, like where I knew he was still able to challenge for a championship, I ain't having this. I'm not having this shit repeatedly every year. Like, Kobe, I wouldn't be having it. Like, and this nigga in his prime still. Like, so I ain't having it. Like, I'm not gonna consistently have you getting your ass put out like in the first round or the second round. And like you supposed to be a championship contending dude every year. Nigga, you supposed to be in that motherfucking category. You supposed to be in that like final four or the last two. Like, and winning some of them, like not just always getting your ass put out. You are it ain't a lot of dudes better than you in this league, man. It ain't like it's equal footing with you. Like you supposed to be there. So I got more of my foot on KD neck because I expect more from KD, man. I feel like that nigga, he can do more, and he holding himself back, man, with all this bullshit drama.
Well,
He
this the thing.
focused, man.
For me, it's on Steve Nash. This for me, right? And then to a lesser degree, Kyrie Irving, right? Because let's not forget, aside from the whole thing with the jab, right? Kyrie's been known to go on personal sabbaticals and shit, right? And if you're supposed to be a team leader, you can't be taking personal sabbaticals and all that. When your team's trying to go through the grind of the season, trying to build that chemistry, everybody being on the same page, knowing what spots you need to be in certain situations or what have you, right? If you're trying to contend for a championship, right? Personal egos, all that got to go aside. Everybody got to know what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they're doing when the situation comes about. That's the only way they overcome this shit, if you ask me. But to me, the most pressure is on Steve Nash. I mean, for as far as like all these other people and all that, the team or what have you, to me is on Steve Nash. I don't think he's gotten nearly enough attention as he should have.
Oh yeah, no. I believe he's in the hot seat. I mean, he's in the hot seat. I'm saying what I expect from KD and what I'm not like, what I expect from him. I don't really expect shit from Steve Nash. He shouldn't have this job.
But really though, look, we've seen KD throughout the years. We know when KD show up, KD shows up. You know what I'm saying? And if the guy just want to play basketball, then I say, hey, let's see what he got. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but but to me, as we've seen throughout the years, you can have
Yeah, no, I
all
know
the
what he
superstar
brings to the
players in the
table.
world.
I just think, look, I think those years, look, when KD was bringing that to the table, I'm not saying that he still didn't bring it with little, like he's good enough to have drama and still ball. But when KD, he still had a little drama around, but when it wasn't as much, man, it was a better KD to me because he was just focused on basketball for sure. Like he wasn't too much into it with motherfuckers and trying to control this and do this. Like, man, go back to what you was doing, man. That shit was working.
Man, look, I think KD. I think the fact that KD has a chip on his shoulder is going. He gonna show motherfuckers what time it is. You know what I'm saying? He gonna show. Look,
It's
people
always that
forgot.
time with KD. I'm just saying his focus, man. I don't know. Shit, niggas get older. I don't know if his focus is mainly on basketball still or what, like, or he on other shit. But like I said, before KD start being so social with everything and having comments for everything, it was a better version just to me.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? Like
I think he
it's
gonna.
like it's a I
I
think he's gonna
think
come
KD
back and
gonna be.
destroy niggas though. From what I've been seeing in the off season with what he been, I already said I think KD gonna come back and destroy niggas. I just KD block the noise out, man. Like you know what you gonna do, man. You know what you expect, man. You ain't gotta say nothing. You ain't gotta put no quotes down or anything.
No, I don't think KD gonna do none of that. I think just like you said, I think KD gonna come out there and he gonna show the world like, look, y'all forgot who I am. I'm KD. Remember he said
Yeah.
when everybody thought Patrick Beverly was on his head, he came out there the next game, dropped 50 on his head.
Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, look. I know y'all forgot. I'm Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Hey, look, I know. Look, I know. Look, it's not. That's why I get mad at him more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. Like, when you know, like, damn, man, this nigga supposed to be this supposed to be totally different. Like, you know it is. Like, and I also like I remembered old Kevin Durant, young Kevin Durant. Man, come on, you up here. You up here like I ain't saying you ducking him. I'm not gonna use that word, but you're not worried about Jason Tatum like in that whole series, right? But if I go back and watch you in OKC, nigga, you all in one of the greatest scorers, niggas, that you can't stop Kobe face trying because you want him to respect you and you know, like, I gotta get my ass over there. Where is that shit at now? I understand your injuries and older and everything, but I'm saying you got to pick your moments in game. You see this nigga cooking everything over there. Everything come over there getting barbecued. Won't you go over there and try to cool that shit down because you are a mismatch on both ends of the court, not just one.
Well, a lot of that remains to be seen, man. You know, I say I like it. I
You
like
know I
KD
ain't
to have
lying
a
on him,
bounce
LB. You
back
know I
season.
ain't lying on him, LB.
Fucking
You know I ain't
he gonna
lying on
kill
him,
it.
LB. When he was
He's gonna
young,
kill it.
he
I
was
think KD's gonna
when
be
he
a
was
killer
younger.
this year, bro.
When he was younger, and he wasn't even seasoned like that. That nigga was trying to stick the best players in the league, man.
I still think he has the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah,
I
he
do
up there in
too.
age,
I
but
do too. I'm not saying I'm not. That's what I'm talking about. I still think he do. I don't know. Like, that's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying do it from the first quarter all the way to the fourth. I'm just saying in that fourth quarter or whatever, if you see, oh, he's cooking too much to where they getting a big ass lead, like, I feel like you should go over there and try to pour some water on that shit. Just you should. Because you give that nigga, he been shooting at a certain height all game. And then you go over there, now he got to put that bitch a little higher, bag up a little further.
yeah,
I
I
just feel
see
like
y'all up in the
sometimes,
building.
and
Alex
it's not just KD.
Hold on,
Look,
hold on,
it's not
Trayvon.
just
Let me
KD.
get these shout outs real quick. Let me get these shout outs real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me. Pick see Alex Heron, GG chilling, Mike G, Think Tank. Appreciate y'all for being up in here. You know what I'm saying?
You
We
gonna make
cooking
me
in here on
close
this
my door?
KD thing, this KD dynamic. And yeah, man. Now, what was your point? What was your last point, Trayvon, before I go to
I'm saying
Gideon?
it's not just KD though. I don't want to just like spotlight like, oh, KD just. It's a lot of stars that don't do that. Like, and I be feeling like, man, y'all lost by like 3-4 points or something. Like, maybe if you went over there and tested that shit on defense, maybe you could have made some. That's like you can make something happen differently. Like, I just feel like that series would have went differently if he went over there. Period. Like, I feel like that shit wouldn't have went like that. Like, if he went over there and D that nigga Tatum up. That's just me, man. That's just what I expect from KD though. Like I said.
Right.
In my
All right.
opinion, I think Kate. Oh, what's up,
Oh,
everybody?
hold on. I gotta go to Gideon. He was here next.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's good. What's up, Gideon? What you got?
Salute, salute, salute. I actually like this decision by KD, staying with the Nets, trying to build a championship team with Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons. I'm not saying they will win the title next year, but if they can just get a few more pieces, another playmaker off the bench, maybe another shot creator off the bench, a rim protector, you know, maybe, and they can just stay healthy, the Brooklyn Nets have a great chance to win a title. I like this decision by KD, knowing the fact that you don't need to bail out on your team just because things go wrong. And I do agree with Trayvon in this. If KD and Kyrie and other guys just pitched in, maybe that series could have been different against the Celtics. I mean, game one, the Nets were up by 5 late and then blew it in the loss at the buzzer to Jason Tatum's juicy layup. Game two, they were up 17 and lost. Game four, they never led in that game, but they only lost by 4. Like and even in game three, it was right. They only lost by 6. So a few plays here and there, maybe they could have had a better chance being the Celtics if they just executed it.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
so you're welcome, man. You're welcome. So that's the things that we have to consider. So if Brooklyn wants to win a championship, they gotta get healthy. Obviously, Ben Simmons needs to just bring his defensive prowess, his ball pressure, his athleticism, his dishing. Kyrie just needs to be available. Obviously, be healthy, create his own shot, do his thing. Durantula just needs to be that deadly player of the year, deadly snake of the year sometimes, and needs to bounce back after that garbage playoff performance he and Kyrie had. And Steve Nash, he needs to just make some adjustments. Need to tweet up the lineup a little bit. Just need a rim protector, another stretch big maybe, and maybe another few pieces off the bench. And if they can just get healthy, they have a shot to get to the NBA Finals. So I like this decision by Kevin Durant. I do.
All right, K Manuel, what you
I
got?
like that take, man.
I think the two biggest question marks for the Nets is durability, of course, and on top of that, coaching. And I think that those two things are super important for a playoff run, which is why I kind of don't see them getting that far with the way they're constructed right now. Because if you look at all those championships teams that we have in the past, the Warriors, they ran a system. They worked through a system. Yeah, they had great talent, but they had a defined system that everybody was adhering to. Everybody had roles. You look at guys like Andrew Wiggins. He took a step down in a role to fit in a system to help a team win a championship. I don't see that many guys on the Nets roster being able to pull that off. Maybe if we see Ben Simmons as the biggest X factor here, of course he's a great defender. No matter how much great offensive talent they have on that team, he's gonna have to develop a jump shot of some sort. It's just at this point, it's just and this is coming from a guy like my freshman year at LSU. That was his freshman year, and I've seen how his game has developed since college, and it really hasn't developed that much at all. He's really just going off of talent. So maybe a new kind of environment, and maybe guys like KD and Kyrie can help him out with his shot. Guys like Steve Nash is a great shooter. But he's all this off-season stuff I see every year, him in the gym making shots. I don't believe it anymore. He's too offensively limited. But thankfully they have KD and Kyrie. I think that they could make a run, but it's just such a big question mark. It's going to be interesting, but I think it's a very volatile team.
Now, as far as their volatility go, right? Because, like I say, there was clearly trust issues to where KD wanted out of Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even after they came back, do y'all still think there's trust issues there? I still think there is. What do y'all think?
I think that Steve Nash isn't getting enough respect to be able to be an effective coach on that team. I think there isn't a defined enough power structure in there. Because he had Steve Nash hasn't really had a head coaching job anywhere else. Yes, he's an NBA legend as a player, but he doesn't have that cachet as a coach.
Right.
Everybody's trying to find another Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr worked for a multitude of reasons, but people immediately think that they're just going to get another first-time coach to immediately just run a dynasty, and that's just a rarity.
What do you think, Gideon?
I'll be right back.
Okay. So, yeah. I still think there's trust issues there, and it won't just go away with just one statement about we're committed to bringing the championship to the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, because 29 other teams are committed to doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So getting a couple more pieces off the bench. They did sign T.J. Warren in the offseason, but T.J. Warren hadn't played in a couple of years because he had injuries that he was battling or whatever like that. This has caused a ripple effect among the NBA.
This basically ruined the entire offseason. He basically
I disagree with you on that. This did not ruin the offseason.
Ruined. It was kind of interesting, but I tuned out for long periods of time. I would say that he did hold a lot of teams hostage, and he found out that he had less leverage than he thought he did. Now, he did effectively get his point across. I think that KD now isn't really looking for that much approval from people anymore, and is now finding ways to manipulate the media.
Your mic's going out.
Oh, okay. Hold up 1 second. Let me switch to the headphones.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that trade for Rudy Gobert what killed the market. That killed the market.
I'm back. I apologize. I'm back. Yeah, I just had to do something.
Yeah, I don't think this KD news was the worst thing that happened this offseason. I think that Rudy Gobert trade was the worst thing. because you had all these trades going down before that trade. After that trade, you pretty much seen no movement within outside of a signing here and a signing there, and there'd be like a two-way player. But as far as like a marquee free agent, a marquee person on the trade block, you haven't heard any of that since that Rudy Gobert trade. That trade killed the market.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really questionable decision. But
Questionable. That was a really dumb decision.
yeah,
That was just stupid. That was a stupid decision.
It makes you
Questionable.
wonder. It makes you wonder, like, what do the Timberwolves really see themselves as?
Well, I see them regressing now because I mean, Rudy Gobert, what does he give you?
I mean, he's a good defender and rebounder. That's it.
Like, cause don't they like?
And he's athletic. Well, not athletic, but he does
He's
pick
not
and roll.
athletic.
That's it. I mean,
don't know.
I'm not saying he's athletic, but I'm saying that he's a good pick and roll guy. That's what I'm saying.
He's a body down low to cut off all the defensive deficiencies that Cat has.
Yep.
That's true too.
So have Cat be able to do all the offensive work, and I guess have him not be as worried on the defensive side, because if somebody beats him, then there's at least Rudy down low to clean that up. At least Rudy is good at that. But is that worth all of the money that they gave him? Especially since I'm assuming they want to extend Ant, of course. Like, how is the money going to work for Gobert and Ant and Cat?
And look at the players they gave up. Why give up Pat Beverly? You gave up Pat Bev, Beasley, and Vanderbilt, and multiple players to get him. I mean, Gobert is good, but why give up Pat Bev and Beasley? That's just dumb.
Didn't they also have some young big that possibly could have just had for the cheap that they also traded away?
Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt, yeah.
I like him a lot. But yeah. So at the end of the day, KD didn't get what he wanted in getting Sean Marks and Steve Nash fired. There was all these trade scenarios that was floating out there. I know for the reason why Boston wanted him was because of Ime Udoka, right? Because Ime Udoka was in Brooklyn not last year, but the year before last. So that made sense. But the trade scenarios were unrealistic because Brooklyn wanted both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
That would have just been ridiculous.
That would have just been flat out wrong and ridiculous, yeah.
But before that, it was Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and some role players for KD. So, but that all went back to the situation with Rudy Gobert and the goddamn on Jazz and Timberwolves. That was an awful fucking trade, bro. Now and then you had that, and then in New York, when the Knicks trying to get Donovan Mitchell and Danny Ainge, once again, trying to get 10 picks, 6 unprotected first-round picks, plus the 4 players that they had minus Julius Randle. Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quigley, and R.J. Barrett. 10 players for Donovan Mitchell. Now, I'm like the Timberwolves, the Knicks were smart and said no.
Right.
But, I mean, this is a totally awkward situation. You got to face the 2 people you wanted fired for trading camp.
Crazy.
Because if KD really got Marks and Nash fired, what elite coach or front office member is going to want to be a part of the Knicks?
Well, see, that's the other question we haven't asked.
Good point.
You do fire them, and you replace them with who?
Because who of any cachet is gonna want to be over there and would feel like they would be heard? I feel like they would have any kind of power. They'd be like, I'm a coach. I'm having to see this much power to players.
Well, the only obvious answer is Mark Jackson, but we all know he's not.
He's
He'll never coach again.
He's essentially blackballed.
He's been blackballed.
Mm-hmm.
He's the obvious answer.
Because of religion, yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, You fire Steve Nash, or you bring back Mike D'Antoni. We've seen enough of Mike D'Antoni to where, yeah, he might get you wins in the regular season, but in the postseason, he's all but trash, right?
Because of the
Defense is the
whole
biggest question mark in
outside.
Brooklyn, and Mike D'Antoni would be the worst possible option for a team that has defensive woes.
Agreed. And also Brooklyn just be shooting a bunch of outside shots and threes rather than playing some defense. The only time a Mike D'Antoni team played defense was 2018 with the Rockets. That's it. Other than that,
Yeah.
his
Yeah, because they brought that
defense.
dude in.
And then that year,
Denver
they
Nuggets.
lived and died by the 3-point shot in
He
that
was a
Golden
former
State Warriors game. And
he was a former coach of the Denver Nuggets. I can't remember his name.
Are you talking about right now, Mike Malone?
No, not him. The dude before him.
Was it Brian
What the fuck
Shaw?
was his name?
I think it was Brian Shaw.
No, it wasn't Brian Shaw.
George Karl.
No.
the really old guy? Oh, that's George Karl.
Hold on. What the fuck was his name?
You talk about before Mike
Jeff
Malone.
Zellick. That's his name. Jeff Zellick.
Jeff Zellick. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Zellick. That was his name.
Right.
But anywho, so one coach that's out there that stepped down from the Utah Jazz is Quinn Snyder.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they would take a look at him, but I think he has eyes on the San Antonio job after Greg Popovich steps aside, because I think this is going to be his last season. I know he hasn't formally announced it, but I think this is going to be his last year. And but I think Quinn Snyder is going to look at that job as opposed to Brooklyn's job, because there's going to be a lot of uncertainty after this season, right? Say they don't win the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's going to be a free agent. They already said they're not giving him a long-term deal.
Right.
So you already know he's out the door.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
Regardless of what happens this year, I think he's out the door. KD got 3 more years left after this year. Then you got the situation with Ben Simmons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how he looks, is he going to be a viable trade commodity and what have you? Considering that he's so offensively limited, but he is gifted defensively.
Mm-hmm.
What's that first line? Say what year he coached? 2018. We were talking about the assistant coach of the Rockets that year.
Right.
But so what are your thoughts on this, man? Because this is an awkward situation, bro. It is. We got to keep it 100. This is an awkward situation. Can you imagine going back to your job, looking at the same person you tried to get fired?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, the ceiling could be Brooklyn winning the championship, but the floor could be the Nets have just given up their entire future for the rest of the decade, and now they're just stuck with just Ben Simmons, who probably wouldn't even want to be there if he was the main option. So now they would probably lose Ben Simmons soon after that too.
Probably. They just lack depth. They just lost depth. And don't forget too, there's other free agents too. Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge is a free agent for the Nets, so they might lose them.
Yeah, I don't see them coming back.
Yeah, I think they're gone. I think both of them are gone.
And that benefits Nick Claxton.
That helps Claxton because he's athletic and can protect the rim. Yeah.
Hold on.
Because they also freed up Drummond because he's on. Didn't he leave?
Yeah, he's on the Bulls now.
The Bulls.
And so is Dragic.
So Clax is really the only big man, ain't he? Like, besides the older guys.
And so is Dragic. Dragic is on the Bulls. Dragic is on the Bulls too. Yeah.
Yeah, Dragic. Yeah, he's on the Bulls.
They just They just need depth. Mm-hmm.
The current. Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen so that way we can all see this.
I mean, the good news that re-signed Patty Mills. I know Patty Mills kind of went down the sewer after the great start of the season, but he's a vet, so at least they re-signed Patty Mills. That's good for them. And they got TJ.
On the team no more.
No, he's still on the team. They re-signed him.
They did?
Yeah.
I know he was a free agent, but I thought he was going somewhere else.
Nah, he's still on the team. They got TJ Warren though, and Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, I know they got TJ Warren. Yeah, I know that.
And Royce O'Neal from a trade.
Yeah, they got him in a trade with the Jazz. They did. Yep.
Mhm.
But I trust you. I trust your basketball acumen, Gideon.
Thank you. I trust yours too. And what's your name, sir? The other person?
K.
Oh,
Daniel.
yeah.
And King and Mary, I trust you too. You know your sports.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. So this is the current roster right here with the Brooklyn Nets. Just look at Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, Royce O'Neal. I think Royce O'Neal, they're going to start him. He's going to be the guy that's going to do all the. Him and Ben Simmons will be the two guys that does all the
Dirty work.
dirty work defensively, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Harris coming back from an injury. Daron Sharp, I don't see him getting time like that. Cam Thomas is a guy who I think earned some minutes.
Right.
Obviously, KD, he ain't seeing no playing time. Kessler Edwards,
He's all right.
he's okay, but I don't see you getting playing time like that. TJ Warren's going to get playing time. I could see them being TJ Warren being the sixth man coming off the bench.
Probably.
Because to me, the starting five is going to be Kyrie, KD, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, and Royce O'Neal. I think that's going to be the starting five right there.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, and Royce O'Neal can also stretch the floor from 3 too. Don't forget.
He can. He can. I definitely agree that he can.
Mm-hmm. They need another playmaker. Brooklyn needs another playmaker. I mean, Kyrie could play make sometimes. KD could play make sometimes. So can Ben. But they need a playmaker off the bench.
I still think, yeah, because this is, I mean, even though you got Kyrie and KD, but do you really think this is enough?
No, they need more pieces.
Yeah. Nah, it's like I don't see enough of them being able to stop like elite big men inside, like in a playoff series over a long period of time.
And there it is right there. Thank you, K. Manuel. I appreciate you for bringing that up.
Like I see an Embiid torching this team if they met in the playoffs.
And Giannis.
A healthy Embiid or a healthy Giannis torching this team in the playoffs.
Hell, even Spicy P. If they play Toronto, even Pascal Siakam. I know he's inconsistent in the playoffs, but I think he will play well versus the Nets.
But like people were sleeping on that championship year, like he was playing out his mind along with Kawhi. Like at his best, he could destroy a team like this that doesn't have anybody who can get down low and stop him.
And he can stretch the floor too, and he's a good ball handler. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you go against a team like the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, they ain't got nobody that can limit him. Who on that team gonna stop Giannis?
For Brooklyn, nobody. They ain't get stuck. The Greek freak would go cuckoo crazy and freaky on the Nets. Yeah.
I mean, KD can go against them and stuff like that because he has the height. But Giannis is stronger than he is.
But you don't want KD having to guard Giannis for 40+ minutes for a whole season.
They're not going to guard Giannis for 40+ minutes. I see this more of a team.
Yeah, they have to
double and triple this guy. And
you have to dare him to shoot the ball. You have to dare Giannis to shoot from the perimeter. Then that's your best option if you're Brooklyn.
That's your best bet. But my thing is, if they're going to gang up on Giannis, right? Their strategy is, well, you know what? We're going to take our chances with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm. And they can be hit or miss sometimes.
But that's what but that's the evil you got to choose. You know you can't let Giannis beat you.
True.
You know going into the game that this man right here, we cannot let this guy beat us, right? Especially if we're going into like a 7-game series in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know this. I mean, it don't take a brain surgeon out there or a guy that can dissect the frog and do open heart surgery on it to determine that. Look, when we go against the Milwaukee Bucks, hands down, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the guy that we cannot let beat us.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to live with Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, even to a lesser extent, Grayson Allen.
Mm-hmm. And you better hope they better hope they misfire. Same thing with Pat Connaughton too, and George Hill, and Bobby Portis, and Brook Lopez.
Pat Connaughton, he's still there?
He's still on the team, yes. Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, Serge Ibaka still on the team.
Yeah, if Serge Ibaka resigned, yeah, I know that. But okay, yeah, all right, cool. So how do y'all think the Brooklyn Nets address these trust issues? Because there's clearly trust issues there. They forget what they're saying on the media and all this other you know, all of a sudden now all these problems going away. It is not going away. What do you think the Brooklyn Nets got to do to make the cure all these issues and shit?
Man,
I don't really see Steve Nash as the type of coach to really help him through like adversity. Look at what happened to the Celtics at the beginning of this season on that final run. At the beginning of the season, they were having problems. They were kind of butting at heads and stuff. But the people in that locker room, as well as the front office and everybody, got together. They had a meeting. They ironed things out, and they started rolling hot, and they got a finals run out of it. I don't see if the Brooklyn Nets like trip and fall in the middle of the season. I don't see him picking back up.
Shout out to my sister Carla Jenkins. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel. And if you want anything regarding cybersecurity, any lessons about that, all that stuff regarding cloud and cybersecurity, she's the point person. I know she's helped me out a lot with cybersecurity and things of that nature. So go subscribe to Carla Jenkins if you don't mind, right?
Right. I'm sorry for interrupting, but First Down on the chat made a good point. What about Boogie Cousins and Dwight Howard? Do you think Brooklyn should go for them?
In a Steve Nash type system, yes, Boogie Cousins, but no to Dwight Howard, in my opinion.
But why do you say that?
Because Boogie Cousins can shoot the three, Dwight Howard can't.
True. I agree with that.
And I think Boogie Cousins got more upside than Dwight Howard. To me, I think Dwight Howard, at his age, I think he's more of a traditional center. And with the way the game is played now, when you have pretty much big men stretching the floor and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can get rebounds. Yeah, he can block shots, but he's more of a traditional center.
True.
And the way the game is played now, those kind of guys are getting phased out.
Right. I get. All right. Possible. True.
What do you think, Emmanuel?
I think that Boogie would be a better choice than Dwight because of the floor stretching, but the defense is really the biggest issue I see on this team, and I feel like Dwight's defensive upside, at least from an IQ standpoint, would be higher than Boogie's. But if they want to just run a full, stretch system, Boogie would be better at filling in that. Because you're going to need as much shooting as possible with, an offensive, sinkhole such as Ben Simmons running the floor, especially if KD or Kyrie isn't on the floor.
Mm-hmm. And Boogie can still post up. I know Boogie may not be the post player like he was in New Orleans or Sacramento, but not only can Boogie stretch the floor and he's athletic, he also posts up in the block too. And Boogie's an underrated passer. My only thing with DeMarcus Cousins to why he kind of struggled. You get my point. The only reason why DeMarcus Cousins, has certain things he has to work on is really more, I can say, defense. That's it. Really defense.
To me, I think it's more him staying on the floor, not being hard-headed over a ticky-tack foul call.
He was injury prone
that really
sometimes.
messed up his prime in Sacramento as he just kept,
attitude,
letting emotions mess him up.
Yeah, his attitude. Yeah. And also injuries. He was also kind of injury prone here and there.
The last couple of years, yeah, but if you remember the games when he was with the Denver Nuggets, is he a free agent now? He's still
he's a free agent. He's still with Denver, but he's a free agent. Yeah.
Okay. Last year when he was with the Denver Nuggets, obviously he wasn't gonna get playing time in front of Jokic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But games where Jokic was out due to injury, or he got an extended run because Jokic on rare occasions got into foul trouble. We've seen the upside that DeMarcus Cousins bring.
He played well, yeah,
and he played really well.
Right, and Boogie also played well in the playoffs too against the Warriors. I'm not saying he was super duper, he was not, but Boogie also gave me some.
No. Hold on, DeMarcus Cousins with Golden State. He signed with them.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
he's back in Golden State.
Let me check. I don't think when he signed, I didn't see that. Where'd you see that? I know he's with the Warriors back then, but he didn't sign with Golden State.
I
now.
thought he
He
signed
did.
with Golden State in the offseason.
No, he did not. He's still in Denver. No, he did not.
Hold on, let me verify that. Let me verify that. Hold on.
I was saying that he played well versus the Warriors in the playoffs last year. He was balling against Golden State. He didn't sign with Golden State. I checked.
Hold on, let me look.
If I were Boogie, he should go to teams like Philly, Phoenix,
Some reason,
Milwaukee.
I thought he re-signed with Golden State, bro.
No, he didn't.
Hold on, let me look. I know he's with the Denver. I know he signed with. I know he's with the Denver Nuggets after Milwaukee unceremoniously cut him. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one. But
They could have used him against Boston because they struggle with
they
size
did.
at times. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They could have used DeMarcus Cousins against Boston. I mean, when they had because they sold their souls to the devil to stop Giannis, in which they succeeded and all that. But
I thought they contained him very well in Game 7. Then they put Giannis
they
4-16
did.
in the second half of Game 7, and they were trapping them, being physical. Yeah.
What's up, Kyle 12? Yeah, I know YouTube be out here unsubscribing people from my channel. What's up, Brandon Ethero? Salute to you, bro. Yeah, I think you're right.
You're right. So if I were Boogie, he should go to Phoenix. He should go to Philly. He can go to Memphis. Where do you think Boogie should go?
Philly would be a good fit, I think.
Behind Joel Embiid?
He could be a backup, yeah.
You'll never see the floor.
They don't have a true big like that, other than Embiid. What about Phoenix? You don't think you can go to Phoenix?
But Aiden?
I mean, yeah, but the Suns, I mean, they're Biyombo. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, he's a way better player than Bismack Biyombo now. Come on now.
No. We agree. Boogie's a beast. Boogie's better than Biyombo. I'm saying the Biyombo.
Way better than Biyombo. Huh?
I'm saying that you can put Boogie more at the. Yeah, that's a good point. What about Memphis? You think you can fit with Memphis though?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, you can back up Steven Adams. I remember Jaren Jackson's album. So yeah.
And Jaren Jackson's too much of a volatile player, if you ask me. But yeah, he plays for the Denver Nuggets. He's the backup center for Mike Malone. And one fact that I hadn't brought this up yet, but he did. Boogie Cousins was Mike Malone. Mike Malone was Boogie Cousins' coach in Sacramento.
And he loved Mike Malone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All those years he was an all-star in Sacramento. Yeah, Mike Malone was there. Then the Kings, they dumbass. Man, I tell you, man, I'm gonna have to cook on them one day and talk about the ineptitude and the calamity that is the Sacramento Kings, man.
What was that in 2002? That rigged series against the Lakers, they have literally never recovered from that. And it's been like 4 years.
And 2004, they lost to the Timberwolves. They could have won that. 2005, lost to the Sonics. 2006, lost to the Spurs. 2003, they lost to the Mavs, in which Chris C. Webb torn his ACL. The Kings easily could have been should have won a title at least one of those years. And then they went down the sewer after 2006.
People was really like, even though I was young, like people was really saying, yeah, they could take down Shaq and Kobe.
Their best chance was 2002. That was their best chance. Man. And
was it 2001 when Robert Horry hit the shot?
2002. 2001, the Lakers brought up the brooms in the Kings 2001. But 2002, Robert Horry hit the game-winning three. And, you know, when he hit the game-winning shot, and the Lakers won in 7. Because you can make
the Kings were up. They were actually up in that series 2-1. And then 2-1 and 3-1 had Robert Horry not hit that three. But hey, Gideon, you remember where who's the guy? Samaki Walker. He hit a 3 at halftime that shouldn't have counted.
Right. I remember, and the ball was in his hands. If they take that away, the Robert Horry 3 doesn't matter. If they take that shot away, the rivalry 3 doesn't matter. But at the same time, Sacramento was up by 24. People forget about that. They're up by 24 in that game. You got to get that game home via the Kings.
Yeah, it was Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm. To me, the Kings were the better team.
Kings,
they were the better team, but the Lakers just had a better duo.
The lot of playoff series is like that. It just comes down to like star power. And it's like you got a prime Shaq on your team.
And
a prime you kind of got to play damn near perfect to beat.
And they also had Derek Fisher hitting big shots, Rick Fawcett big shots. But the problem with the Kings, too, that year, they lacked a lot of poise in close games against the Lakers. And also, Game 7, didn't they break a lot of free throws? I think they missed, 13 free throws in Game 7? I mean, jeez. Man, they should – because, look, I know we cannot change the past. If they beat L.A., they probably would have been in New Jersey.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because that was I agree.
Oh, my fault. The Kings missed 14 free throws. My fault on Game 7. My fault.
Yeah. All right, so looking at this roster right now with the Brooklyn Nets, let's put a button on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we all can agree they'll make the playoffs, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're making the playoffs, yeah.
I think we all can agree on that.
Barring catastrophic injury across the top to bottom, they're going to the playoffs.
Or barring Kyrie Irving going on massive long sabbaticals and shit.
Right? I can still see Kyrie not even playing.
Barring Kyrie going to the movie theater on the last day of the season, they're making the playoffs.
Barring Kyrie Irving giving the entire team COVID.
To find where the Dalai Lama is and shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. But to me, when I make predictions, I want to assume health because injuries can happen towards anybody.
Right. Injuries, play, how they playing going towards the playoffs and all that, right?
Matchups,
matchups and shit. So, scenario, let's play the game of scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the Brooklyn Nets as far as like this playoff team go? Do you see them as a team that just be one and done? Do you see them making a second round? Do you see them as a conference finals, or do you see them as a championship threat?
Right now, I mean, any team could win a title because that means any team has a chance to win a title. But if I had to guess, I say around like maybe second round, maybe Eastern Conference Finals. I just think the East is too strong. You have Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, Miami. I say around second round of Eastern Conference Finals as of right now.
The East is very strong, and defense wins championships at the end of the day. And I see defense
and offense. You need both.
Yeah, and offense, but I see defense is just a pretty big weakness for this team. The acquisition of Ben Simmons is good, but I just got to see his fit on this team.
Right. They need playmaking off the bench and another rim protector and another stretch big. They don't have that right now. Man.
A move for Boogie, I feel like, could help this team now.
Right.
Who do you see end up as trade bait?
You think Joe Harris might be getting traded potentially? Joe Harris potentially because he was in trade rumors.
Because what other players do other teams want besides? I see Joe Harris being like the biggest piece that they could throw out there. Maybe I'd have to look at the contracts, but I would say most likely Joe.
Yeah, that's it. I don't see Seth Curry going anywhere. I doubt that. They're not going to trade Ben Simmons. They're not KD unless something happens with KD in the future. I don't think he's going anywhere. Which I was wrong. I thought KD was gone, but I was wrong. Uncle Drew, I think they'll let Kyrie finish the season. It's really Joe Harris, and that's it. They're not. I don't think they'll trade T.J. Warren because he can get him scoring off the bench. Maybe Sumner might be gone. Maybe Sumner and Harris might be gone, but that's it.
I actually see
they had to give up so much capital all the way back for the Harden trade just to lose him in a year.
Less than a year.
That kind of capped a lot of their assets that they could have possibly used in this juncture right here.
Probably. I mean, I don't mind the Harden trade to an extent. I don't mind that because we don't look. Karis LeVert and Jared Allen good, but would they have won a title with that? I don't know. I don't mind the Harden trade because again, I know we cannot change the past. I understand that, but you can make an argument if it wasn't for injuries. Again, I congrats to Milwaukee Bucks. They won, they earned it. Congrats. But I'm saying if it wasn't for injuries in 2021, maybe you wouldn't have won the title. Maybe. And who knows what could have happened in 2022 if Harden decided to stay. I don't mind the trade because we don't know for sure if LeVert and Allen were there, they would have won a title. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where we are, man. Hey man, this was really good. I appreciate the documentary. I appreciate the dialogue. I thank Trayvon, K. Manuel, especially you, Gideon, for coming here, providing insight. This was really good. I think we covered a lot of bases on this particular video, what have you, right?
Right,
Now,
right.
so as always, Gideon, you're always welcome to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. This your man. Scream at me.